Ladies, let me ask you something. Have you ever had that moment, that slow, breathless, electric moment where you're tangled up with him, his hands on your waist, his lips tracing your skin, and suddenly your body stops listening to your mind? You're no longer thinking about how you look, or whether the lights are too bright, or whether your hair is messy. You're not performing. You're not holding back. You're just feeling. And then it happens. Your breath catches, your body tightens, your pulse races, and you release. Not softly, but fully, completely. With abandon, with honesty, with a raw, beautiful vulnerability that only comes when a woman feels truly safe, desired, and completely lost in the moment. And here's the secret most women never hear. When you release like that, you don't just change the moment, you change him. Because in that exact second, he feels something deep, primitive, emotional, and overwhelming. He feels your trust. He feels your surrender. He feels your pleasure echoing through his own body. And in that brief, breathless moment, he realizes he's touching a part of you no one else can. That moment is not just sex, it's connection, it's intimacy, it's communication without words. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly what goes through a man's mind and heart when you release during sex, because trust me, he feels far more than you think. When a man sees a woman release during sex, the feeling of being overwhelmingly desired hits him in a way that is almost indescribable. It's not just physical, it's emotional, psychological, and deeply validating. Men might not always say it, but they crave feeling wanted just as much as women do. And when you let go in that moment, when your body responds with pure pleasure, it tells him something that no words ever could. You want him, you crave him, you're responding to him. That single moment becomes proof to him that he matters to you on a deeper, intimate level. In his mind, that release is like a silent message coming straight from your body saying, it's you, you're the one doing this to me. And trust me, that does something to a man's confidence. It makes him feel strong, attractive, masculine, but not in a shallow way. It's more primal and emotional than that. He feels like he is the source of your pleasure, like he is the one who can take you to that place you don't reach with just anyone. For a man, that is powerful. It's the closest thing to being truly seen and appreciated for everything he's offering in that moment. And it's not only about ego. When you release, it tells him that you weren't performing, you weren't thinking, you weren't holding back. You were so lost in him, so consumed by the moment that your body reacted naturally. That makes him feel chosen, not just as a partner, but as a lover who can touch you deeply enough to unlock that level of pleasure. It turns him on, yes, but it also melts something inside him. It makes him want to be even better for you, even more attentive, because he sees he can take you somewhere beautiful and intense. In that instant, he doesn't just feel desirable, he feels important. He feels connected to you in a way that sex without emotion never creates. And long after the moment ends, he remembers it. Men replay those reactions in their minds. Your pleasure becomes a memory that boosts his confidence, deepens his affection, and makes him crave more closeness with you. That's why your release doesn't just excite him, it anchors him to you emotionally, physically, and intimately in a way few things can. When a man sees that he is truly pleasing you, it creates a profound sense of validation that goes far beyond ego or superficial satisfaction. Men are wired to respond to feedback, both verbal and non-verbal, and in the intimate space of sex, your release is the clearest, most undeniable form of feedback a woman can give. When you show through your body, your expressions, your moans, and your surrender that he is hitting all the right spots, it signals to him that he is connecting with you in a deeply meaningful way. That moment becomes a confirmation that he is doing something right, that he is capable of bringing you pleasure and making you feel incredible. This sense of accomplishment triggers pride, but it's a pride that feels intimate, humble, and emotional rather than boastful. Men want to know that their efforts matter, that they aren't just going through the motions or performing a role, but that they are genuinely impacting you. Your genuine pleasure tells him that he is meeting your desires, understanding your body, and attuning to your rhythms. That feeling creates a feedback loop. The more he sees you enjoying yourself, the more confident he becomes, the more attuned he is, and the more passionate he becomes in response. When a man experiences this, it also deepens his emotional connection to you. Knowing that he can bring you to a place of intense pleasure makes him feel responsible for your happiness, not in a burdensome way, but in a protective and nurturing sense. He begins to associate intimacy with emotional fulfillment, not just physical excitement. Your satisfaction becomes his motivation. He wants to do it again and again, to explore you, to discover new ways to make you feel good. Additionally, when he perceives that he is truly pleasing you, he feels admired and appreciated in a way that strengthens desire. Men thrive on the acknowledgement that they can satisfy a woman they care about. It makes them feel competent, attractive, and powerful, but in the most intimate and connected way possible. That knowledge fosters loyalty, attentiveness, and a deeper emotional bond. In short, when he knows he is truly pleasing you, he feels valued, inspired, and irresistibly drawn to you, creating a cycle of pleasure, desire, and connection that enhances both the physical and emotional intimacy in your relationship. When a woman releases during sex, a man feels trusted in a way that transcends words. It's a deep, instinctive, almost spiritual connection. Trust is one of the most powerful forces in any relationship, and in the context of intimacy, it becomes tangible, immediate, and intensely emotional. A man may not always express it, but when his partner surrenders in that moment, allowing herself to be fully present and vulnerable, it communicates a message louder than anything he could ever hear. I feel safe with you. I trust you completely. That is not just a compliment, it's a declaration that he has created a space where she can let go of control, let down her walls, and exist without fear of judgment. Men are wired to respond to trust because it signals emotional safety, connection, and intimacy. When a woman allows herself to release, he senses that she is not holding back. She is not performing. She is not pretending. She is not restraining herself out of fear. This level of vulnerability is rare, and it makes him feel both honored and responsible. He knows that he is being entrusted with a sacred part of her body, her pleasure, and her emotional openness. That awareness amplifies his emotional involvement and deepens the bond between the two of you. Furthermore, trust in this intimate moment fosters a unique form of devotion. When a man senses that he has earned your vulnerability, he feels compelled to protect it, nurture it, and honor it. It creates a cycle where his desire is intertwined with care, attentiveness, and emotional presence. He experiences not only physical arousal, but also a profound sense of pride and responsibility, a feeling that he is worthy of this intimate connection, and that he has been chosen to witness a part of you that few others ever see. Ultimately, the trust a man feels when a woman releases is transformative. It turns sex from a purely physical act into an emotional and psychological experience. He doesn't just feel desire, he feels connection, significance, and closeness. That trust strengthens the intimacy, loyalty, and depth of your relationship, creating a bond that goes far beyond the bedroom and into every interaction you share. It's a silent, powerful affirmation of love, safety, and mutual respect that leaves a lasting impression on him, ensuring that he values you on every level. When a woman releases during sex, a man experiences something far more profound than physical pleasure. He feels a deep emotional bond forming, one that can't be replicated through casual intimacy or even conversation alone. This bond arises because sex, at its most powerful, is not purely physical. It's an intricate dance of trust, vulnerability, and connection. When a woman lets go completely, she communicates a level of openness and surrender that goes beyond words. Her body, her responses, her moans, and the way she allows herself to be fully present all send the message, I trust you, I feel safe, I'm with you entirely. That declaration of trust is profoundly moving for a man, and it forms the foundation for emotional intimacy that strengthens the connection between partners in ways nothing else can. For men, emotional connection and physical intimacy are deeply intertwined. While society often portrays men as being primarily driven by the physical aspect of sex, the truth is that when a woman releases, it triggers a complex combination of emotional responses. He feels a surge of pride, not in an egotistical way, but in the sense that he has provided pleasure, comfort, and safety. This pride fuels a desire to protect and nurture, to be attentive and present. In that moment, the man experiences a heightened sense of purpose and significance. He becomes more than just a participant in the act. He becomes a trusted partner in an intimate, shared experience that is sacred and deeply personal. The emotional bond that forms in these moments is reinforced by vulnerability. When a woman allows herself to let go, she demonstrates that she is emotionally available, that she is willing to expose a part of herself that is private, delicate, and deeply personal. This vulnerability is intoxicating for men because it creates a dynamic in which they are both responsible for and honored by her trust. The experience cultivates empathy, attentiveness, and care, which in turn strengthens the emotional attachment he feels. Over time, repeated moments like this build a resilient connection that goes beyond physical attraction, creating a relationship where both partners feel deeply understood and valued. Moreover, the bond formed through sexual intimacy has a lingering effect. Men often replay these moments in their minds, remembering not just the physical sensations, but the emotional closeness they felt. They associate the woman's pleasure with their own ability to connect, to satisfy, and to be trusted. This association creates a feedback loop. The more emotionally bonded he feels, the more attentive, loving, and passionate he becomes. He doesn't just desire her body, he desires her presence, her attention, and her soul. Ultimately, the formation of a deep emotional bond during sex is a combination of trust, vulnerability, and mutual pleasure. When a woman releases, she signals her complete openness, which inspires a man to reciprocate with emotional depth, care, and connection. That bond is one of the most powerful forms of intimacy a couple can experience, creating closeness that endures long after the physical act ends and establishing a foundation for lasting emotional, physical, and spiritual connection. When a woman releases during sex, a man experiences an intense surge of arousal and energy that goes far beyond the physical act itself. This isn't just about immediate excitement, it's a physiological, emotional, and psychological response that stems from the connection and feedback he receives from her pleasure. Men are naturally wired to respond to the signs of a woman's enjoyment, and when they see or feel that she is fully immersed in the experience, it heightens their own desire and invigorates their energy. Her release becomes both a stimulant and a reward, reinforcing his confidence and deepening his sexual and emotional engagement. The sensation of arousal is amplified because he perceives himself as the source of her pleasure. When she lets go, moans, arches, or visibly responds to his touch, it communicates a powerful message. He is doing something right, something impactful, something that resonates deeply with her body and emotions. That affirmation ignites his passion, making him more focused, more attentive, and more driven to continue pleasuring her. It is a form of feedback that fuels his desire, creating a loop where her pleasure generates his arousal, and his arousal, in turn, enhances her pleasure. This reciprocal energy is what makes sexual intimacy feel electric, thrilling, and deeply satisfying. Beyond the physical response, there's an emotional and psychological component to this arousal. Men often feel a heightened sense of vitality and purpose when their partner is fully enjoying herself. It taps into their instincts to please and protect, activating a sense of competence and power that is incredibly stimulating. He feels energized because he is not just participating in sex, he is actively engaging in an experience that connects him to her in a deeply intimate way. This shared energy fosters a unique bond, one where desire and affection intertwine seamlessly. Moreover, the more a woman allows herself to release, the more he is encouraged to explore, to experiment, and to prolong the experience. Her surrender signals safety, trust, and receptivity, which inspires him to invest more of himself physically, emotionally, mentally. His arousal is heightened because he senses that the experience is mutual, fulfilling, and significant. It's not just about sexual gratification, it's about connection, validation, and shared ecstasy. Ultimately, when a woman releases a man's arousal and energy surge because her pleasure validates his skill, strengthens his desire, and deepens his emotional and physical engagement, it's a powerful cycle of stimulation, connection, and mutual fulfillment that enhances intimacy, strengthens the bond between partners, and makes every shared moment of passion more intense, satisfying, and memorable. Her pleasure becomes his fuel, and in that space, both partners are elevated physically, emotionally, and sensually. When a man witnesses his partner release during sex, he experiences a profound sense of pride, but it's not the kind of pride that stems from ego or superficial accomplishment. It is a deep, emotional, and intimate pride that arises from the realization that he has touched a part of you that is private, vulnerable, and uniquely yours. In that moment, he feels honored because he has been entrusted with your pleasure, your trust, and your openness. He senses that the connection you share is special, that it is something rare and significant, and that he is not just a participant in the act, he is an essential part of your emotional and physical experience. This realization stirs a sense of devotion within him, a desire to honor, protect, and nurture that bond even further. Pride in this context is not boastful, is quietly powerful. He feels like he has been recognized as someone capable of giving you genuine pleasure, someone whose presence and actions have meaning. Every moan, every shiver, every subtle expression of your surrender communicates to him that he matters, that his attentiveness and understanding are appreciated, and that he is fulfilling an important role in your life. This recognition reinforces his sense of worthiness and competence, which in turn makes him want to show up for you even more, both inside and outside the bedroom. Devotion grows hand in hand with this pride. When a man feels that he has earned your trust and pleasure, he becomes more attentive, more considerate, and more emotionally present. He begins to invest not just in the act of sex, but in the relationship as a whole. He wants to continue earning your affection, ensuring your happiness, and exploring ways to deepen the intimacy between you. Your release communicates to him that he is valued and capable of satisfying you, which motivates him to be more consistent, loving, and present. This combination of pride and devotion also strengthens the emotional bond between partners. He begins to associate intimacy with connection, trust, and mutual respect, rather than just physical gratification. Your vulnerability inspires him to reciprocate with emotional openness, care, and attention, creating a positive feedback loop where desire, trust, and love continuously reinforce each other. Ultimately, when a woman releases during sex, a man's pride and devotion are awakened in profound ways. He feels honored to be the source of her pleasure, validated in his role as her partner, and inspired to nurture, protect, and cherish the bond he shares with her. This dynamic transforms intimacy from a simple physical act into a deeply emotional and lasting connection, fostering loyalty, attraction, and a sense of sacred partnership that extends far beyond the bedroom.